Chapter 3 is going to be all about exponents, okay? And just to kind of give you an idea, when we're talking about, if I have something like x to the fourth, okay, x is referred to as the base. 4 is the exponent. Now, you might also hear the term power used to that, or used with this. Exponent and power mean the same thing, okay? So if you hear one of the two, it's just an exponent. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply, all right? So, in general, okay, let's say that I have x to the, or x times x to the second. We'll make it easy, okay? Now, if there's just an x here, if there's just an x with no exponent, we assume there's a 1, okay? So what that does is when you're multiplying and you have the same base, what you can do is you can add the exponents together, okay? So x to the 1 plus 2 power, well, or excuse me, I can't talk. 1 plus 2 is 3, okay? Now that's only for multiplication, and that's all we're talking about in this section. So we want to multiply this first problem out, okay? Let's do this in steps, okay? First, let's deal with the coefficients. Now, what is a coefficient? Coefficients are just the numbers in front, okay? So I've got an 8. Now, there's no coefficient in the parentheses, so we just assume it's a 1. So 8 times 1, 8, okay? Now, let's deal with the x. So I've got x, I've got x times x to the third. Okay, now remember, when x doesn't have an exponent, we assume that there's a 1 there. So 1 plus 3, 4. Okay. Now, let's look at the y's. Okay, I have y times y. Well, no exponent, right? So both have a 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Notice how I didn't mix the x's and the y's together. Okay, I did not mix them together. Keep the x's together, keep the y's together. Now, here's what that means. My final answer, I'm going to take each of these and now put them together. 8, x to the fourth, y to the second. That's my answer. Okay? So, just do it in parts. Okay, if you do it in parts, it's going to be pretty easy. Okay, same thing here. Number 1, coefficients. So we're talking about the numbers in front. So I've got -5 times -8. Well, -5 times -8 is +40. All right. Second, x's. So I've got x here, x to the fifth here. So x times x to the fifth. Again, x, there's no exponent. We assume it's a 1. So we're multiplying. So we add the two exponents together. 1 plus 5 is 6. And now for the y's, I have y squared and y. So y squared times y. Well, again, that's y to the first. So add the exponents, get y to the third. So my final answer is 40, x to the sixth, y to the third. Okay, last one. First, whoops, I'm going to spell it right. Coefficients. So I've got negative 10 times negative 11, which is positive 110. Okay, now I have x and x to the third. So x times x to the third. Well, that's x to the first. So I get x to the fourth, 1 plus 3. And then finally, I have y to the fourth and y to the fourth. So y to the fourth times y to the fourth. Okay, 4 plus 4 is 8. So my final answer is 110 x to the fourth, y to the eighth. Okay? So that's how you do multiplying exponents. Well, it's not really multiplying exponents, I guess. We're adding the exponents, but we're multiplying.